Hi students, welcome to your math lesson of the day. And so we are going to start by warming up by telling the time. So I'm going to draw my clock the best that I can. Okay, then we have 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, and 11. And that is my clock. So if you see in the clock, there's 12 numbers, and how many hands are on the clock? There's 2 hands, and the short hand usually represents the hour. So you see a short hand. Oh, that was definitely not a short hand. Well, we're going to pretend this is the minute hand. Or no, we can make it the shorthand. Yeah, I don't know what happened to my screen, but the shorthand represents the hours, and the hours are written first. And then we have a longer hand, which represents, means the minutes. So we have a shorthand, a long hand, and the longer hand means the minutes. And if the shorthand is pointed to a number on the clock, it means that number. So the shorthand for this example, it's pointed to 5. So it's 5 and something minutes. But the minutes are a little bit trickier to learn because you have to count by 5s. So if we start at 12 at 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 at 9, and 50 at 10, and 55 at 11, and then 12 starts at 0 and ends at 60. But since we look at the longer hand in the minutes in the color black, what number or how many minutes is it? 35. So according to this clock, this pretend clock, it is 5:35. Okay? So that's just a little warm-up activity on looking at the clock. Okay, and we begin to started adding with 3. So with 3-digit numbers and add-in problems. So we have 3 plus 3 plus 3. Okay, so for example, we have 3 plus 3 plus 3. Kind of like our doubles. So if we already know our doubles, 3 plus 3, what's that? 6. 3 plus 3 is 6. So now we have 6 plus 3. And we can use the number line to solve this, or we can use our dots. So we can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So if we count the total number of dots, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9. You could solve this addition equation. You might already know it in your head. You're like, I know 6 plus 3 is 9. You could count with your fingers. You can draw dots like I just did, or you can use the number line. But either way for you to solve the problem, that is fine. But it's cool to have multiple ways to check your problem just to make sure that you got the problem right. So it's good to have different ways to figure out different math problems. But the good thing about math is that there's always one answer. Okay, so we are on 4.3 in Big Ideas, and we are using the number line, which is really exciting. So in your book, you'll see the term counting on. So counting on means you're moving farther away from 0 on the number line. You're gaining more numbers. So that's what that term means. But if we draw a number line, I'm going to start mine at 10 because I know we're adding beyond 20 in our lesson. But we have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So we are going to try to solve with a problem. We have 9 plus 6. And what I told you guys, I like to put my dot on the bigger number between the add-ins so you don't have to count as much. But we have 9 plus 6. Now, we know 9 is 1 less than 10, so I'm going to go ahead and draw my 9. So we can put our dot on the 9. So how many do we have to count? We have 6, and since we're gaining more numbers, we know we are moving further away from 0, so we're definitely counting on. We're definitely counting 4. We're definitely moving further away from 0, so we're moving in this direction because we're gaining more numbers. But if we count by 6, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 9 plus 16 is 15, which is correct because 9 plus 6 is 15. But if you did the number line and you're like, I don't know if I did that correctly, you can count with your fingers. You can draw dots on your paper just to see if you did it correctly, because it's always good to double check your answer, but it's always good to practice multiple ways of solving problems. But that is one way to do 9 plus 6 is 15. Now let's try different examples. Now I'm going to try to make my number line nice and neat. I wish there was like a longer way I can do it. I'm going to start from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, ooh, and 20. I fit it in, woo! Yeah, I write really big, so, but sorry if you guys cannot see it well. So we are going to pretend that you have 7 basketballs, and then there's also 5 baseballs, and 6 footballs. I'll use a different color. How many balls do we have in all? So you could also just, you know how I showed you earlier how to add with 3-digit numbers, add the 2 lowest. So in this case, it's 5 and 6 because it's closer to 0. And then add 7, or we can use our number line. And what I recommend for you guys, so you guys don't have to, do as much counting, I would place the dot on the biggest number. So I would place it on 7, since it's the biggest out of 5 and 6. So we start out with 7, and then we have 5 baseballs, so we have to move forward 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have 12. So now we have 12 balls, adding the baseballs and baseballs together, but we still need to add the footballs to this problem. So we need to move up 6 more times. So we start at 12 and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we landed on 18, which is correct. We have a total of 18. Okay, and that's one of the reasons you can add with 3-digit numbers on the number line too. But if you want to double check your work and draw dots, that's fine. But I really encourage you guys to do the number line because the number line is awesome. Okay, let's try another example. I don't want to erase the whole thing. Okay, we were going to pretend that we went to the fair and like Jenny B. Jones, and we won a bunch of stuff at the carnival. So, yeah, I wish there was a bigger eraser so I can do it faster. Okay, here we go, nice and neat. So, we are going to pretend we went to the carnival like Jenny B. Jones, but we got more prizes. We got more than 2 prizes. We're going to say we started out with 4 prizes. And then you did really good at a game, and then you got 5 more prizes. And then you did really, really awesome at another game booth, and you got 7 prizes. So at one game booth, you earned 4 prizes, and then you went to another game booth, and you did better, and you got 5, and then you went to a third game booth, and you won a lot of prizes. You won 7 prizes. So what I recommend for you guys to do is place your dot on the biggest add-in, which we know is 7 in this case, because 7 is the most far away from 0. 4 is the closest, and then you have 5, and then you have 7. So you're going to place your dot right at 7, and then, so you can mark him out, and then you get and you got 5 prizes, so we can move up 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we have 12. So 5 plus 7 is 12. And then we can't forget about the 4 additional prizes that we won at the first game booth. So we move up 1, 2, 3, 4, and we get a total of 16. And you can also say 4 plus 12 is 16. Which is the total amount of prizes that you won. So you did pretty good at the fair at Jamie Jones. But that's the total prizes that you won. Okay. And then I'm going to erase this. And we'll try one more example. And then I'll let you guys practice on Class Dojo. So we've practiced with problems of like working with the number line. So you were working with the number line. But now we are going to try to focus on doing the reverse process. So you see a number line and you see a certain amount of lines, and your job is to figure out what is the equation it's asking you to do. So remember, usually when a dot is on something and we're counting on, so we are getting more numbers. So we know the dot is on 11, so we know we're going to have a bigger answer than 11 since the dot is on 11. And we're focused on counting 1. So our add-in is 11 blank equals blank. And it lands on 18, so we know our answer is going to be 18 because it does land on it. So 18. So 11 plus something equals 18. Okay, I'm going to erase this line to make it less confusing. But 11 plus something equals 18. So you can subtract 18 minus 11 to get your answer to figure it out. Or you can just count how many lines are at the top. So let's count on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7. 11 plus 7 equals 18, which is right because if you want to think about it this way, what is 1 plus 7? 8. And since we have an extra digit in front of the in the tens place, which I'll discuss place value later on in the semester. So pretend like the 1 isn't there. We have 1 plus 7 equals 8. And then since we do have that 1, we have to drag them along, so we get 18. But 18 minus 11 is also 7, so you can also check your work that way. But that's how you would write an equation if you were just to see a number line on, if you were to see a number line with the lines on the top. That's how you would write the equation. And I'm going to post these worksheets on Class Dojo for you guys to get more practice. But if you have any questions, feel free to contact me during my office hours if you need it, if you're confused about this. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys next time.